After the release of the Filipino caregiver held hostage by Hamas, the Foreign Affairs Department is optimistic that the 17 Filipino seafarers held hostage by Houthi rebels in the Red Sea would also be freed by December. Several families are still stuck in evacuation centers in Samar following the widespread flooding in the area. Officials are also worried about the flooding's impact on agriculture, particularly on their rice supply. And it's the Maroons and the Green Archers facing off for the finals in Season 86 of the UAAP Men's Basketball. A recap on the semifinals matches later on. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know as you jumpstart your weekend. I'm Maricel Halili. Flooding due to the shear line has caused some 6 million pesos worth of agricultural damage in eastern Samar. In the past few days, crops grown in the province were damaged due to non-stop rains. The provincial government is now worried of further rainfall in December, which could affect rice planting and production.
Problema namin ngayon yan. Kasi pag hindi yan nakapagtanim, uli, ano mangyayari sa amin sa March, April, harvest season, na expected namin may rice production kami.
In northern Samar, people are stuck in evacuation centers amid waist-deep flood in some areas. Climate change is seen as what's driving the recent intense rainfall, which is why in northern Samar, the provincial government is looking to beef up its crackdown on illegal logging. They also want to regulate the kaingin practice.
Aside from the air pollution, nakakasira pa ng ating kagubatan. Kasi yung smoke na nag-generate ng kaingin, nakakaano rin ng ating atmosphere, nakakasira.
In other news, the Philippine government is working on the immediate repatriation of the Filipino caregiver who was among the hostages released by Hamas. In an interview here on One News Now, OWA Administrator Arnel Ignacio said their office in Israel is working on the repatriation of Galinor Jimmy Pacheco. Ignacio said Pacheco could be back in the Philippines before December.
Inaayos na natin yung ticket niya, inaalalayan lang natin kung kailan siya makakauwi. Pero padali na lang yan. Most likely, may uwi na natin siya ng mag-December.
Ignacio also assured Pacheco's family that OWA is coordinating with other relevant agencies, as well as with the Israeli embassy in Manila, over the assistance that will be given to them.
Si Ambassador ng Israel ay marami rin ibibigay na tulong. Tayo naman, of course, yung financial assistance by 50,000 tayo na ibibigay, and DMW most likely will also give. Pati ng ibang agencies merong ibibigay yan. Yung scholarship mukhang ang Israel ang sasagot.
Meanwhile, the Foreign Affairs Department is looking to verify whether there are still Filipinos held hostage by Hamas. This comes after the release of Filipino caregiver Galinor Pacheco along with 23 other Hamas hostages on Friday. One Filipina, however, remains missing, and the government is still trying to locate her. The DFA said Pacheco also could not confirm if there are any Filipinos who were held hostage alongside him.
Wala siyang nakita ibang biyag. Ngunit, meron pang isang nawawala, isang missing person sa Pilipinas. Pinapakiusapan natin yung ating mga kaibigan, kunyari yung Qatar, na merong contact sa Hamas, kung i-verify lang kung wala na talagang ibang Pilipino.
Meanwhile, the agency is optimistic that Houthi pirates will safely release 17 Filipino seafarers held hostage in the Red Sea. The DFA said that with the current ceasefire between Hamas and Israel, it's only a matter of time before the seafarers are released.
Meron tayong dahilan maging optimistic dahil may maganda nangyayari sa Israel at Gaza. Ang goal natin bago mag-Disyembre at certainly dapat bago mag-Christmas, mapapalaya na yan.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Maricel Halili. The police, along with operatives from the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission or PAOCC, raided a condo hotel suspected to be a sex den in Pasay City. Authorities searched each room and encountered several women waiting for their clients. 13 Filipinas were rescued in the raid, while cell phones allegedly used for prostitution transactions were also recovered. 4 Chinese nationals allegedly running the prostitution den were also arrested, along with 2 Filipina suspects. According to the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, Chinese POGO employees are common customers of the prostitution den. The condo hotel's management will also be investigated on their possible involvement in the illegal activities.
We were receiving reports. Meron nga mga illegal activities na nagaganap dito. Indeed, na confirma nga namin na meron nga talagang prostitution dito sa area na ito.
The amount of text blasts coming from this place, masyadong marami. That's why there were great interest in looking at the area.
The UP Fighting Maroons will battle it out with the De La Salle Green Archers in the UAAP Season 86 Men's Basketball Finals. The Fighting Maroons clinched their 3rd consecutive UAAP Men's Basketball Finals appearance after toppling the Ateneo Blue Eagles 57-46 in their semis match on Saturday. Despite a sluggish start, UP rallied in the 3rd quarter, led by Malik Doof's double-double of 12 points and 16 rebounds. Trailing 25-22 at halftime, UP surged to a 38-34 lead in the 3rd quarter, fueled by Aldous Torcula's 5-point run. It went downhill for Ateneo from there, with UP beefing up its defense to maintain their lead. Meanwhile, the La Salle Green Archers secured their first UAAP Men's Basketball Championship appearance since 2017. This after beating the NU Bulldog with a resounding 97-73 victory. Mark Nonoy sank 4 successful three-pointers, amassing a total of 20 points as La Salle continued its winning streak since the 2nd round. Fellow archer Ivan Nell contributed an additional 15 points and 5 rebounds. The Fighting Maroons and Green Archers Best of 3 dance will start on November 29, 6 p.m. at the MOA Arena. This marks the first time the 2 teams will collide in the finals since La Salle made a transition to the UAAP from the NCAA in the 80s. Game 2 will be on December 3, while Game 3, if necessary, will be held on December 6. The last 2 matches will both be at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Maricel Halili. We are One News.